Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we cut through the noise and get straight to the insights you need. Today, we're diving into something I think a lot of us can relate to, especially if you've got a dog at home. You know the scene, right? You sit down with maybe a snack, maybe dinner, and then you feel it, those eyes. Big, pleading eyes, maybe a paw. That temptation to just share a little bit. It's strong. Real strong. Well, today our mission is really about giving you that critical knowledge. We're doing a deep dive into human foods that are, well, downright dangerous for dogs. We want to arm you with the facts, the why behind it all, and some good, safe alternatives. Basically, help you keep your pup safe and healthy, because sometimes the most loving thing is knowing what not to share.
That's exactly right. It's such an important point. Sharing food, it feels like affection for us humans, right?
Yeah.
But for dogs, sometimes sharing is absolutely not caring. And it can be hard to wrap our heads around because foods that are perfectly fine for us, even healthy, can be seriously harmful, even toxic to them. So yeah, this deep dive, it's not just a list. We really want to get into the why. Why are these things dangerous? What's happening inside their bodies? Understanding that makes all the difference.
Okay, let's unpack the first one. It's probably the most famous item on the no-go list, but it's worth repeating because the danger is just so real. Chocolate. Most of us know no chocolate, but do we really get why it's so bad and how serious it can actually be?
Yeah, that's key. We hear it, but understanding the why is powerful. The villain in chocolate is a compound called theobromine. Now, humans, we process theobromine pretty easily. Our bodies break it down quickly. Dogs, though, not so much. Their systems are much, much slower at metabolizing it. So it hangs around, builds up in their bloodstream, reaches toxic levels, and basically overstimulates their nervous system and their heart. And here's a really critical piece of info. The darker the chocolate, the more theobromine it contains.
Right. So dark chocolate is way worse than milk
It's
chocolate.
significantly worse. Yeah,
Ugh.
a small amount of dark chocolate can be much more dangerous than the same amount of milk chocolate. Even a little bit can cause some pretty nasty effects. Vomiting, diarrhea, they might get really restless, shaky, develop a super rapid heartbeat, and in serious cases, seizures, internal bleeding, even cardiac arrest. It's fascinating, really, how just a small difference in liver enzymes changes a treat for us into a poison for them.
That's a really stark warning. And the analogy you used before really sticks with me.
Yeah.
Imagine leaving, say, a plate of brownies on the counter. Smells amazing to your pup. But if they grab one, it's like they just downed an entire pot of espresso. Just overwhelming, toxic. So the pro tip, and it's really non-negotiable, keep all chocolate, any kind, bars, baking stuff, cocoa, whatever, totally out of reach. Always.
Yeah.
Okay, so those eyes are looking up at you, chocolate's out. What's a safe swap? Something they'll still enjoy.
Oh, easy one. A simple carrot stick?
Hmm.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Dogs often love the crunch. It's good for their teeth. Plus, it's got fiber and vitamins. Healthy, crunchy, safe. Perfect.
All right, this one really does surprise people. Grapes and raisins. They seem so harmless, right? Healthy little snacks for us. But for dogs, totally different story. Devastating, actually.
You're spot on. The surprise factor is huge here. And what's truly alarming, and honestly still a bit of a puzzle scientifically, is the effect. Sudden, acute kidney failure.
Wow, kidney failure, not just an upset stomach.
Nope. We're talking a direct, life-threatening attack on their kidneys, their renal system. And the really scary part, the thing that makes this so dangerous, is how unpredictable it is. We don't fully understand the exact toxin involved, or why one dog might eat a single grape and go into kidney failure, while another might eat a few and seem okay.
So there's no safe amount.
No known safe dose,
Mm-hmm.
no threshold. It's completely unpredictable, which means the risk is always there, and it's too high a price to pay. What's really insightful isn't just what happens, but that we still don't fully get the how. How can this little fruit cause such chaos? It really shows that biology isn't always intuitive. A single grape could potentially trigger acute renal necrosis, rapid kidney failure.
Acute renal necrosis. Okay, that term alone really drives home how serious this is. It really is like playing Russian roulette, like you said. You just never know. Definitely not worth the risk, however small they look. So if they're wanting something sweet and fruity, but grapes and raisins are absolutely out, what's a good, safe alternative?
Blueberries are fantastic. Most dogs love them. They're small, easy to eat, and they're loaded with antioxidants. A great, healthy, worry-free treat.
Okay, next up, onions and garlic. Now for us, these are like Flavor Foundation 101. They make almost everything savory taste better. But for dogs, this whole family, onions, garlic, chives, leeks, it's a danger zone.
Absolutely. The issue with the allium family, that's onions, garlic, leeks, chives, lies in compounds called thiosulfates. When dogs eat these, the compounds cause oxidative damage to the red blood cells. Basically, they damage them to the point where the cells rupture. This leads to something called hemolytic anemia. Their body just can't carry oxygen efficiently anymore.
It doesn't matter if they're cooked or raw.
Doesn't matter. Raw, cooked, dried, powdered, the toxic compounds are still there. So, even a little onion powder and some soup broth, or garlic and leftover pasta sauce, or maybe the seasoning that fell off a pizza slice, it can all cause problems. What's kind of insidious here is just how common these are in our prepared foods. It makes vigilance really important. It's not just about a whole raw onion.
Right, that hidden danger, the cumulative effect.
Hmm.
That's sneaky. You wouldn't think twice about them licking up a tiny spill. So if you're cooking with onions or garlic and the dog's hanging around hopeful, what can you give them instead that's safe and crunchy?
A green bean, or maybe two. They're crunchy, low-cal, totally safe. Dogs usually like them. They make a great little snack.
Avocados. Next on the list. For humans, they're like the superfood darling, right? Avocado toast, smoothies, everywhere. But again, our dogs have to sit this trend out.
Yeah, unfortunately. Avocados pose kind of a two-part risk. First, the fruit, the flesh and skin, contains a compound called persin. For dogs, it's generally considered mildly toxic. It might just cause an upset stomach, maybe some vomiting or diarrhea. Unpleasant, but usually not critical. But the second risk, and this one can be much more serious, is the pit, the seed in the middle.
Oh, right, the choking hazard.
Exactly. It's a major choking hazard, especially for bigger dogs. And if they swallow it whole, it can easily cause a dangerous intestinal blockage. That means emergency surgery. So it raises that important point about looking at both the chemical risks and the physical risks in our kitchens. Both matter for pet safety.
That's a great point. It's not just what's in it, but the shape of it, too. That pit is definitely a worry. So if avocado's out, but maybe you want to give them something refreshing.
Cucumber slices. They're great. Super refreshing, very low in calories, and dogs actually seem to find them really fun to crunch. Plus, lots of water content.
Okay, this next one feels really obvious, but we have to cover it. Alcohol. I mean, nobody's intentionally giving their dog a beer, hopefully. But spills happen, they might lap up some spilled wine or something, and that's serious.
It's really serious. And it boils down to basic physiology. Dogs are smaller, their metabolism is different, so even a tiny amount of alcohol can hit them hard. It's toxic. Alcohol acts as a depressant on their central nervous system. You might see vomiting, disorientation, staggering, lethargy. But in worse cases, it can cause dangerous drops in body temperature, blood pressure, blood sugar, leading to coma, or even respiratory failure.
So it's definitely not funny if they seem tipsy.
Absolutely not.
Right.
If you suspect your dog ingested alcohol and seems off, it's a medical emergency. Get to the vet immediately. It really highlights how substances we use recreationally can be deadly poisons for our pets because their bodies just handle things so differently.
Right, so keep those drinks well away, even accidental spills. And if you want them to feel included with a drink...
Water. Always water.
Yeah.
Best and safest. If you want to do something fun, like on a hot day, maybe a little plain pumpkin puree mixed with water, or a tiny bit of unsalted bone broth, that could be a special treat.
Okay, now this next one. Xylitol. If you only remember one thing from this whole deep dive, maybe make it this one. Xylitol is one of the absolute most dangerous ingredients hiding in everyday products. Understanding this is, well, it's a game changer for reading labels.
You've hit on possibly the single most critical point today, xylitol. It's an artificial sweetener, and it's in a shocking number of things. Think sugar-free gum, candies, mints, some baked goods, even certain toothpastes, medications, and crucially, some brands of peanut butter.
Peanut butter. Wow, that's one people give dogs all the time.
Exactly. And for dogs, xylitol is incredibly dangerous. It causes a massive, rapid release of insulin from their pancreas. This leads to a sudden, dramatic, potentially fatal drop in blood sugar hypoglycemia, often within minutes. But it doesn't stop there. In slightly higher doses, xylitol is also directly toxic to the liver. It can cause widespread liver cell death, leading to acute liver failure.
So it's a double attack, low blood sugar, A&D, liver failure.
Yes. A rapid blood sugar crash, potentially followed by catastrophic liver damage.
Yeah.
And it happens fast. Time is absolutely critical if they eat it. What's so alarming is just how common it is, often where you wouldn't expect it, and how quickly it turns into a life-or-death situation. It really forces a shift in how carefully you need to read ingredient lists.
That's terrifying. That speed and the two-pronged attack, it just hammers home why you have to read labels. On everything. Especially things like peanut butter that seem like safe treats. See xylitol, hard pass, no question. So for that beloved peanut butter treat, what's the safe swap? The one you can trust.
Natural peanut butter. The kind made only from peanuts. Maybe a little salt, but check that ingredient list. Make sure it doesn't list xylitol or any other artificial sweeteners. Dogs love it, and it's safe.
Okay, let's talk caffeine. Most of us rely on it, right? Coffee in the morning, maybe tea, maybe an energy drink later. It's our boost. But that same boost we enjoy, it can be really harmful to our dogs.
Precisely. Caffeine is a powerful stimulant. And because dogs are smaller and more sensitive, the effects are much stronger and more dangerous for them. It overstimulates their central nervous system and their heart. This can cause severe restlessness, hyperactivity, panting, muscle tremors, and in worst cases, a really fast heartbeat, high blood pressure, seizures, or even collapse.
Where do they usually encounter it, besides obvious coffee spills?
Coffee grounds, tea bags, soda. But you need to be especially careful with energy drinks. They have incredibly high caffeine concentrations. A good rule of thumb is pretty simple. If it perks you up, it could probably harm your pup. It just underlines again how different their physiology is.
Right, so while you're having your morning coffee and they're giving you that hopeful look, wanting to share the moment, what's a safe little something?
A small slice of banana is great. It's sweet, soft, has potassium and vitamins. Dogs usually love it, and it feels like they're getting a little treat with you safely.
All right, cooked bones. This one tackles a really common image, doesn't it? The dog happily chewing a bone, like in cartoons. It's practically a symbol, but the reality, very different and actually quite dangerous.
It's so true. That cartoon image is a persistent myth, and unfortunately, it leads to real danger. The core problem with cooked bones, any kind, chicken, beef, pork, is cooking makes them brittle.
Brittle. How's that different from raw?
Raw bones tend to be a bit more flexible, less likely to shatter. Cooked bones splinter easily into sharp, jagged pieces, and those sharp fragments, they can cause a whole list of serious problems. Choking, obviously. They can get stuck in the throat, stomach, intestines causing blockages. Or even worse, they can actually puncture the digestive tract. Perforations lead to internal bleeding, infection, serious emergency surgery situations, sometimes fatal.
So, not just a little tummy ache, really serious internal injuries.
Exactly. While some argue raw bones might be safer under strict supervision, honestly, the safest bet is always vet-approved chew toys or digestible dental chews. It really makes you question those common assumptions, right? And underscores why we need solid vet advice, not just cultural images.
That's such a crucial distinction. Don't let the cartoon override the reality. The risk is just too high.
Okay, last one on our list for today. Fatty and fried foods. Think bacon, fried chicken scraps, rich gravies. The smell alone is enough to get any dog interested, but these are definitely on the no list for a very important reason.
Absolutely. The issue here is that dogs' digestive systems just aren't designed for the high-fat, greasy meals humans sometimes eat. Giving them these foods, especially a lot at once, or if we're not used to it, can trigger a really painful and dangerous condition called pancreatitis.
Pancreatitis, what exactly is that? It's an inflammation of the pancreas. That's the organ that makes digestive enzymes and hormones like insulin. When it gets inflamed, those powerful digestive enzymes can actually start damaging the pancreas itself. It causes severe abdominal pain, vomiting, diarrhea, loss of appetite, lethargy. It's awful.
That sounds incredibly painful.
It is. And it often needs serious vet care hospitalization, IV fluids, pain control. It really goes back to respecting their unique physiology. Their bodies handle fats differently than ours do, and overloading them can have really severe consequences.
So instead of tossing them that fatty bit of trim that could cause so much pain, what's a good, lean, safe alternative?
A small piece of plain cooked chicken breast is perfect. No skin, no bones, no seasoning. Just simple, lean protein. Dogs love it, and it's much, much safer than greasy leftovers.
Wow. This has been incredibly informative and honestly a bit of a wake-up call, I think, for many of us. As we wrap this up, it feels like there's one simple rule that cuts through all of this. A golden rule, maybe. When in doubt, leave it out. It's simple, easy to remember, and it could literally save your dog's life.
Couldn't agree more. If you're ever unsure about any food, or heaven forbid, your dog eats something they shouldn't have, always, always err on the side of caution. Don't wait and see. Check with a reliable source like a vet association website, or better yet, just call your vet. A quick call can prevent a disaster. And please remember, your dog isn't feeling deprived because they don't get a bite of your pizza. They thrive on love, routine, clear boundaries. They'll love you just as much, maybe even more, for that safe carrot stick or piece of plain chicken because it means they're healthy and with you.
That's such a good way to frame it. Real love is about protecting them, sometimes even from our own desire to share everything. So as you go about your day, thinking about your furry friends and what's in your kitchen, here's a final thought to chew on, perhaps. What really stood out to you today? How might knowing these specific dangers change how you look at your own pantry, or maybe even how you read food labels for yourself? Maybe it's a reminder that natural isn't always safe, even for us, and that being vigilant is always smart. Keep thinking, keep asking questions, and make those informed choices for both you and your amazing companion. Until next time, keep digging deeper.